Recorded Books presents an unabridged recording of The Fantastic Secret of Owen Jester by Barbara O'Connor, narrated by Noah Galvin.
Chapter 1. Owen Jester tiptoed across the gleaming linoleum floor and slipped the frog into the soup. It swam gracefully under the potatoes, pushing its froggy legs through the pale yellow broth. It circled the carrots and bumped into the celery and finally settled beside a parsnip, its bulging eyes staring unblinkingly up at Owen. "See, Toolie? I told you," Owen said. "It's not hot." He plucked a carrot out of the soup and popped it into his mouth. Still cold. Not yet heated up for his grandfather's supper. Owen scurried into the pantry and hunkered down on the floor among the sacks of potatoes and jars of pickled okra and waited for Earline. When he heard the clomp-clomp of her heavy black shoes on the wooden stairs, he slapped a hand over his mouth to stifle a giggle. When he heard the kitchen door swing open, he slapped his other hand over his mouth, his shoulders shaking with a silent laugh. Then he peeked through the crack in the pantry door. Earline stomped over to the stove in that no-nonsense way of hers. She picked up a wooden spoon from the kitchen counter and peered into the pot. Then she placed the wooden spoon back on the counter, stepped away from the stove, jammed both fists into her waist, and said, "Owen!" Her voice had that sharp edge to it that Owen had heard so many times before. He ducked back against the pantry wall and held his breath. And then, quick as lightning, the pantry door burst open, and Earline's hand shot in, grabbed Owen by the collar, and yanked him to his feet. Earline was not a yeller. Earline was a snapper. "Get that frog out of there," she snapped. "You think that's funny?" she snapped. She gave his collar a shake. "You are a bad, bad child," she snapped. "And I thank my lucky stars every day that you are not mine." She gave his collar another shake. "And I thank the good Lord up above that your grandfather doesn't know what's going on in this house." She stomped over to the counter and began arranging pill bottles on a tray. "The very idea of that poor, sick old man up there in the bed not able to do a thing but sleep and eat applesauce, and you down here thinking up ways to make my life miserable." Earline sure knew how to ruin a good time. After supper, Owen sat on his closet floor beside the plastic tub where Toolie lived and looked down at the frog. Toolie was the biggest, greenest, slimiest, most beautiful bullfrog ever to be seen in
Sample complete. Ready to continue?